Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session by Coders Cafe. I am Mayuri, an SW intern at Atlassian, and I'll be your host for today's session. Today, we have a special guest with us, Riti Kumari, who's a software development engineer at Walmart, and the journey has been an absolute inspiration for everyone and the amazing achievements that she has made at this point in time. So, without further ado, let's welcome her and deep dive into her journey. Meanwhile, you can all keep pouring in your doubts and questions in the comment section, and we'll take them up towards the end of the session. So, hey Riti, thank you first of all for joining us for the session. And could you please begin with a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, first of all, thanks Mayuri for calling me and giving us such an insightful introduction. So, hi all, I am Riti. Currently, I am a software development engineer at Walmart. Prior to that, I was a 6 months intern as well there. Mostly, I don't mention it in much of my live streams, but yes, I have cracked 20 plus companies beforehand, which included BNY Milan, Walmart, Lending Cart, and much more of the service based company. For now, I'm trying to nail my software engineering career as well as trying to help the community as much as possible. So yes, I can say this is a bit introduction about myself.
So, my first question would be that not coming from an elite college, how tough was it for you to stay motivated and, like prepare for your placements? And how could you achieve these amazing feats of cracking multiple internships and landing such a decent offer, and in fact, plenty of them?
Yeah. So Mayuri, it could sound harsh, but I don't know why many people don't accept that. Yes, people who are not from very good colleges, they get very less opportunities, and it is very true. Like even if someone says that being from a tier 3 or tier 4 college doesn't matter, it do matters. I won't say that it matters a lot, but it do matters. Like in your selection, in your resume screening, and many a times when you are applying to different companies, you couldn't find your college name as well, so it do matter some of the time. So be not being from a good college, it was a tough journey for me because I was not aware about the resources. Like my college had zero coding clubs, zero tech clubs also, I can say. There were no seniors who were placed at good companies, or I won't say it as a good company, but in a product based company which I was aiming for, or different companies which I was aiming for. So there was a lack of guidance, and also due to some senior junior issues, we were also not very much in touch with our seniors as well. So yes, there were some issues I faced, and COVID was the era when I got to know more about things. Like when I started with LinkedIn, I got to know, okay, there is a position of software development engineer, okay, there is a position of SRE, okay, there is a position of data scientist. So at that particular time, I realized that yes, there are so many positions that exist, and there are some hirings which are going on. It's just that we need to prepare ourselves and get our preparation at least to that level, so that even if we sit for the online coding round, even if we are not able to clear it, we would be knowing at least where we stand. So from there the journey started, and I started with grinding DS algo. Prior to that, I was doing web development because I got an internship at a startup for preparing their website. So that was the very first exposure of mine, and I do remember I got a stipend of 5,000, and that was my first project which I did. And after that, the DS algo journey started, and after that there was no end to this. It continued and it continued.
That's such an inspiration for everyone, Riti. So, coming across your profile, we see that you have done multiple internships at Walmart, PhonePe, GFG. So, could you walk us through your internship journey? What were the challenges that you faced? What were the learnings and outcome and everything?
Yeah, so basically, just a minor connection. So, PhonePe wasn't a kind of internship, it was a kind of, you can say, 6 months training program where we were given some classes, and after that, there were some interviews which happened, which was conducted by PhonePe. So, it was that PhonePe Tech Scholar program, and it was only for girls at that particular time. So, they used to take sessions for all around 6 months to get a person interview ready. Hopefully I was not able to attend many sessions because I had my internship at Walmart, and when they approached towards the interview, I got the Walmart offer, so I wasn't able to sit in most of the interviews as well. So yeah, for the GFG one, like GFG is the place like everyone reaches out if there is any doubt, if anyone wants to know about anything, or like it's a
Right.
relatable thing for every coder and every programmer. So when I used to search GFG while coding questions and doing that, I used to see that there are many blogs which are written, and that blew up a curiosity in my mind. Like people used to post a question and the solution about that, like why not I should also do the same. So I just got ahead and apply for the technical content writer internship at GFG. They want 2 blogs of your to be published. So at that time I was so much into web development that anything, like if I'm using Flexbox and developing anything in CSS or some new animation, I used to just post a blog on that on GFG. So I just posted 2 blogs and then they offered me an internship, and it was like ki, per blog you were getting some price. So I posted around 11-12 blogs on GFG, and finally I got some credits for internship in my semester exams. And after
Amazing.
that, like Walmart one was like, I didn't thought that I will get into Walmart, or I would even got the chance to give the uh, online assessment. But the Walmart one was like, I gave the online assessment, and there it wasn't the end because I just got internship. Like it was only internship for the 2022 graduates, and it was a full time opportunity for 21. So I just qualified for the internship. Like everyone from my year qualified for internship, and we got to know that we need to give the PPO interviews as well to grab the full time opportunity. So that also went good. I had one round of interview, and like things got along in this way only.
Right, right. So coming to my next question, how did you manage your time to work in all the internships as well as, like prepare for upcoming placements, DSL Go and stuff like that? Do you want to share your strategy with our viewers?
Yeah. So basically, when I was interning, Mayuri, I had this thought of getting qualified for PPO. Although I had a intern plus full time offer from BNY Melon, but still it was like I wanted to work in Walmart. So at that particular time only, I didn't left DSA. I used to do the internship work, and then I used to give at least 1 to 2 hours to DSA, because I knew that ultimately, if PPO interviews are gonna happen, like there was like either 1 round or 2 round based on your manager feedback. So even if that is gonna happen, people ask me some DSA questions, and what if I left it for the 6 months? So that wouldn't be good thing. So I used to give 1 hour daily, or like on 2 days basis, at least 1 hour, so that there is a consistency streak which is also maintained, which looks very good. And my like I am also able to revise the problems and everything. So that was like main thing which I followed, that at least giving 1 hour daily to DS algo, and solving questions on lead code. Like there were most of the question which I solved earlier, so I used to just re-revise and solve it again. So that was the major strategy which I followed, which hopefully helped me in my interviews as well, PPO interviews.
Right. I think consistency and practice is the key.
And the streak is something which helps to maintain the
Yeah.
consistency
Right,
as well.
right. Agreed. So could you briefly outline how did you get an offer at Walmart? I mean, what was the entire procedure, and was it a 6 month internship backed by your full time? Like, yeah, you mentioned about the PPO interviews. So how and what were the selection criteria? Could you briefly outline it?
Yeah, sure. So basically, Walmart you started conducting this hackathon. Like I guess that particular year only. Before that, I'm not aware that mm, they conducted or not. But that particular year, I was aware that they were conducting. So they conducted a Walmart Coders Hackathon, which consisted of like considering interviews as well as OA and everything, 5 rounds. So basically, the first round was revolving around like some multiple choice question from some CS fundamentals concept or some algorithms concept as well. So it was like we were given 25 minutes for 30 questions, and then like every round was an elimination round. So there some people got eliminated. Then there was a coding round. The coding round was having like 2 questions, both I guess lead code medium hard, I could say. Second one was a bit complicated, but the first one was like lead code medium only. So after that coding round, they shortlisted some people. So there was a top 100 people list and top wait people list. Like there was 100 shortlist and 100 wait list. So luckily I was in the shortlist list only, so the interviews were conducted very fast for me. And then the interviews happened. So there were majorly like I can say that the HR and technical round 2 was in the single round only. So I would say 2 rounds of interview. First was technical round and second was technical round plus HR round in the last. So in the technical rounds as well, there were questions on DS algo only. But yeah, I've seen this pattern that many interviews which I have given, interviewers usually start with asking you some oops question or some CS fundamental questions. Maybe because they want to calm you down and they
Yeah,
don't
the
want you to hurry
icebreaker
up for
kind of.
coding and everything. So it started with some core CS concepts being asked and some questions on oops as well. And then got ahead with the DS algo question. I was asked the egg dropping problem question, if you remember. Like it
Yeah.
was kind of a similar question, not the same. I am not allowed to reveal that as well. So it was kind of a similar to that. So it was a DP question which was being asked. In the second round, they mostly asked me questions on like arrays and strings only. It wasn't more of DP or trees or graphs, but it was mostly aligned towards arrays and strings only. And yeah, but in the second round there were like major tough questions from operating system and computer networks.
Okay.
So I would request you guys that if anyone is appearing for interview, do concentrate on the core CS fundamentals as well, because they play a important role in your interviews. So yes, like it got ahead with that, and then there was some HR questions like why you want to join this company and different things. And like the best thing which I liked about the Walmart interview process was like they conducted the interview on the same day, both the rounds on the same day, and by end of the day I got the result that I am selected. So yes, as I briefed earlier, that for my batch it was only a 6 months internship, so that wasn't the end of, like, it wasn't the happy ending at that particular moment. But yeah, at least I am happy with the fact that due to this fear as well, I was able to maintain the consistency of my lead code and everything. So since PPO interviews were to take place after 6 months, many people gave me this suggestion that don't be much worried about your PPO interviews. Major focus should be on the learning thing. So if you're working on anything, like being an intern, if you're working on anything, you should have a proper knowledge like why you are working on this. It shouldn't be just a copy pasted code from Stack Overflow, because at any point of time you would be asked that you have followed this approach, what was the idea behind following this approach. Or if you're asked to give a KT to your fellow teammates, then you should be knowing that each and every line what you have did. So I majorly focused on that as well, and I'm very happy with the fact that my manager also gave a great feedback about me. So there was one round of PPO interview which happened, which involved questions from like what I have done, like the project I was involved in my internship, and some DS I'll go. That was it.
All right. Okay. Thanks for all these amazing insights. So, coming to my next question, what resources did you use for your coding preparation, as in DSA or let's say core, whatever?
Yeah, so like for the coding preparation, like finding the resources, I guess, is the toughest job, because you need to look through all the resources and you need to figure out that which one works for you. So because I have seen that many people are able to understand from a specific playlist, but some people are like, no, they don't like this
Yeah.
playlist. So it depends from person to person, but majorly I preferred like the like for C++, starting from C++, I use this code with Harry videos. And for DS algo, since one of my friend took that coding blocks course, so for me it was like freely available, because that my friend took it. So I like just went ahead with coding blocks videos for the same, and then solved some lead code questions, like watching videos and solving question that went side by side. And apart from that, like some of the resources like GFG, then solving question on lead code and lead code discuss section, so that are our awesome add-on. And for core CS fundamentals, there is a YouTube channel called Gate Smashers, so that is something also which helped me a lot. So like these were the channels which helped a lot. And also, how can I forget Striver 180 questions sheet, so that also helped me a lot in the interviews, because it had the explanation for most of the questions. So whenever I used to get stuck, I just go ahead and watch the explanation video. That helped a lot.
All right. This brings me to the next question. That people tend to ignore core subjects, as in OOPS, OS, and other subjects when it comes to interviews. So, how do you want to clear this misconception? How important is it to cover all the core subjects and the fundamentals?
Yes, I guess I am a perfect person to say about this because I was grinded in two interviews only on the core CS fundamentals. I was very prepared. Okay, they would ask some DS algo question, they would ask some coding question. Okay, we'll code, we will see what approach works, and suddenly interviewer comes in and ask you a question from operating system, ask you a question from computer network as well, ask you questions from DBMS. So that is a point you think, okay, shit, like core cs is also something I need to focus more on. Yes, I do agree with the fact that the ratio doesn't remains the same, that the amount of question you being asked from core cs fundamentals and amount of question you being asked from like lead code problems or coding problems is not the same. But still, I guess CS fundamental subjects, see, what I say to everyone is ki they come in semester exams as well, so you have to prepare for that. So like
Right.
thoda sa preparation और अच्छा करके like prepare it for interviews as well, because ultimately you you have to give the semester exams. So there you have to read it, so just make some good notes about the CS fundamentals and be ready for it, be ready with it for your interview, so that would be very helpful. But core cs is something which is being asked, at least for me, like all the 20 interviews I cleared, in every interview I was asked cs fundamental question except one, that was Google.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so they
Okay.
don't
That.
ask, they just
Yeah.
jump directly to the question, only coding question.
Questions. Right. That brings me to the next question. What inspired you to create the resource archives for placement preparation? That's an amazing help that you've been providing all of us, and kudos to you for that. So, for those of you who are unaware, let me tell you that Riti has a wonderful store of computer science resources, and you may head over to her social media accounts and find her notes that might be really, really beneficial to you. So, Riti, coming back to the question, what motivated you to do this?
Uh, Mayuri, just like it is a one line answer. Like when I was in college, I faced, like there were difficulties, to be honest. I wouldn't say that the college was a very happy life I had. There were some struggles, there were some complication which happened, there was some confusion as well, some conflicts as well, what to do, what not to do, which resources to go on, which not to. And like I saw, I can say that I saw this thing in myself, that I'm majorly wasting my time in searching the resources rather than like going ahead and using that resources for the thing I'm looking for. So that particular day only, I thought that okay, like if I am going through these kind of struggles, or like which resources to pick on, whom to ask for referral, which notes to go through, like what are the best playlists available, if there is a C++ playlist, is there any another playlist of C or Java or oops which is good enough for my preparation or something like that. Now again, the next thing, like I got the coding blocks course because my friend had, but people don't have that much of, like I won't say that these paid courses are bad or something like that. If it works for you, it's very great. But people, like some people don't want to spend money on that just because of their personal reasons. So for that also I thought, like if someone don't want to spend their money, then where they should go? So there should be a one stop solution for everything. So that was the clear cut motivation for me. Like what I have faced, I don't want anyone else to face. So that particular day only I like just was like thaan liya ki if I get placed in any of the good companies, I will try to help the community as much as possible. So like that
That is
was
an
all.
awesome, yeah, that's an awesome, initiative from your end. Uh, so the next question that I would want to ask you, that it is really hectic at times to prepare both for college semesters and placement at the same time. And what do you think might work best to prioritize time and have time management and manage both the things equally well?
Mayuri, my only take on this is like you can only prioritize time management if you start early. Like, I guess starting early is the best thing you can do. Some people often get confused at when to start, what is the best time to start. I think there is no best time to start. If you want to start today, just start it. Because, see, if someone starts in the second year itself, they are spending 1 to 2 years in like just solving questions and lead code, code forces, etc. In final year, they're not very much like tensed with the fact. They just need to go ahead and solve the question, and that's it for them. But if someone is starting from the very beginning, the person needs to give at least 1 to 2 days for a particular question he or she is stuck in. But someone who is solving problems consistently, like, gets a click, okay, this would work here, or this would. So for, like, in my opinion, I think that if someone is starting early, that would be really great, because it could help to stress out the placement pressure as well, and you yourself would feel, okay, I am prepared enough. So that would be really great in the time management perspective as well, because you are giving lot of your time in your initial times, so you don't need to spend more time in, like, coming in fourth year or third year. So that was something which would really be helpful. uh, I myself started very later. Like, I guess I started in the fourth semester itself. So there were many people I can see who started in the, like, their first year itself. Some people were starting in class 12 itself. So that created a FOMO. But I can see that there were more people who haven't started as it. So it was like, okay, if I'm starting today, I have to give more time, because with me, along with me, there is one person who is sitting, who is starting from its very first year and solving problems. So that person is, like, more good than me or more perfect than me. So I have to at least devote that much time. So if, like, there is someone who's watching this session and you guys are late to start, what I would suggest is to start as early as possible, and try to give some extra time, because you need to give some extra time. You can't compare yourself with someone who has started like 2 years ago, because if that person gives only 1 to 2 hour, it would be fruitful for him. But if you give 1 to 2 hour, it would be like you would be tensed out and you would be stressed out.
Right. So starting early is the key over here, guys. So how to look for, prepare, and grab any off-campus opportunities, since this resonates a lot with you. And there's also an add-on to it that folks always ask if it is like off-campus challenges are tougher than the on-campus ones. What guidance and assurance would you provide them? Is it a misconception? What do you think on this?
So Mayuri, my take on this is ki, like, I also had this question, how to apply off campus, when to apply for off campus and everything. But I think that, like, there is no such time when you should start applying. If you are seeing something that they want people from second year, and if you are in second year, just go ahead and apply. Even if your resume is getting rejected, you would be learning something. Ki, okay, my resume is rejected, that means my resume is not good enough and I need to work on my resume. If your resume is getting selected and you are getting rejected in the coding round, you would be getting to know that, okay, my preparation is at least this level. If you are getting rejected in an interview, it would be like a mock interview for you. So my only take on this is, like, there are some calendars which people upload YouTube videos and some blogs as well, that this should be the best time to apply, this should be the best time to apply. But I think, like, when you yourself think that you are ready, not for, like, appearing for interviews, or you are ready, or you are ekdam prepared, because at that particular time you would be like, I am prepared now, I am. Even if you are rejected from a coding round, you would blame the recruiter itself or the interviewer itself for your rejection. So that shouldn't be the case. But if you are ready ki, okay, let's see what happens, let's analyze, like, what all outputs I am getting, or what all inputs I am giving, then you would be like, it's not always true that your first interview would always be great, and it's also not true that your 10th interview would always be great. There is always something to learn from each and every interview you give. So
Right.
my only, like, suggestion for everyone would be, like, be more active on platforms like Telegram and YouTube, because there I can see, like, prior there used to be a calendar, like, this particular time company used to hire, but now I can see a pattern, like, even if in January companies are hiring, even if in June companies are hiring, even if in November companies are hiring. So just be more active on Telegram groups which post about daily job openings, and some YouTube channels as well. That would be really helpful. You don't need to wait for a placement calendar or a off campus internship calendar if you are, like, looking for a job or searching for internship.
Right, right. So it's already May and companies will start pouring in a few months. So is there any last moment, like tips and tricks that you want to share with our viewers? Any of your experiences that might come in handy over here?
Yeah, so, like, the best thing, like, which helped me out aloud, like, which helped me very much, was whenever you appear for any of the interview, what people used to thing is like in the HR round they would be asking question like why you want to hire me, where you look yourself in 5 years. I don't disagree with the fact that they would ask you these questions, but there should be some output from yourself as well. So what I used to do is, before appearing for any of the companies, like if there are interviews of that company, I used to search about that company. I used to see that what are the latest technology on which the companies are working on. Like some companies are shifting to cloud and different things. That, like if someone is taking your interview now, that person will also think, okay, the person is at least interested in working in this company. So that is the thing which I would like to give you as a suggestion is ki whenever you are appearing for any of the interviews, go through the latest news of the companies. Like if the companies are shifting to the cloud, if they are like taking a new tech, or like moving ahead with a new tech, or deploying all their services to a new tech, like have a research on all that things. Because right now you say ki, okay, the company was established in this particular year from this particular country, so that is not like, that is not gonna put on a great impression. But this is something which will put on a great impression, as well as the person would make a impression of you that you are at least interested in working in this company, and you have at least gone through the company like really well, because you know that this company is doing this, this company's stocks prices are this, like some things like that I'm saying.
Yeah, so staying updated gives you a brownie point. Okay, so coming to the next question, there should be a balance between coding and projects. So, how important are good projects for our interviews, or let's say even for resume selections? Do development skills really matter a lot, even for freshers? And do they get a lot of weightage in interviews? Also, the question arises that should the projects be on various stacks such as web, Android, AI, ML, and so on, or should one or two projects be enough?
Okay, so like I'll go from the last. So according to me, one or two projects are enough. You should know what you are doing. Even if you are putting one project only, you should be aware of what you have done, and you should be able to explain that particular thing to the interviewer. Honestly, see Mayuri, like there is lot of buzz going around development versus coding or CP and everything, but according to me, projects are something which is not like you shouldn't avoid, or you shouldn't take it very lightly, that okay, I haven't done a good project, so what, I am good at coding and everything like that. There are some companies, I won't say that every company does the same, but there are some companies who are like when their interview happens, they are mostly interested in your projects as well, because they wanted to know that if they are hiring a candidate, is he able to develop a project, is he able to do some development work, like even if it's be anything like web development, Android, MLAI, anything. So what I would say is, don't think like this, that project doesn't plays an important role. It do plays an important role, because sometimes you are cross questioned on your project as well. And again, one of my interview experience, I was cross questioned on the project as well. So don't rely much on the fact that project doesn't plays a role. For that I can say you don't need to develop two or three or four projects. It's totally up to you. If you are interested enough, then you can go ahead. But if you're thinking just from a job or placement perspective, one project is also enough. It's just that you should be aware of what all things you have done. It shouldn't be a copy pasted project from GitHub or YouTube, because that would be a big no no from anyone.
Agreed. So, quality always outweighs quantity. Okay, so now the candidate has, let's say, prepared a lot and gone through rigorous learning and practice. But one of the key challenges that it comes, especially for off campus drives, is having a shiny resume that stands out. So, what are your suggestions on crafting a resume, that stands out even if it's filtered by an ATS system and not by a human recruiter in that case?
So like if you are applying for any companies and you are like uploading your resume and your resume is not getting selected, what I'll suggest is, you, if you are applying for any company, just go through the job description they offers. So in the job description they have mentioned the skills they want from a person. So if any of the skill matches yours and you haven't put it on your resume, I'm just saying that if you have a good knowledge about that particular skill. So if you have a good knowledge about that particular skill and you haven't put it on your resume, just try to put that particular keyword, because it will help in better resume screening. But it doesn't mean that you put on a skill after watching 3 hours boot camp or something like that. That won't work. If you have like implemented it in a good way, or if you have a good knowledge about that, only put it. then. And for resume, like, do prefer one page resume, because two page resume is like, people doesn't have time so much ki they go through all the two pages. And try to mention more about your internship and projects. And if you're appearing for software development roles, do mention your coding profiles, because primarily I used to think who would see the coding profile, but in one of the interview they just opened my lead code and just gave me the last question I solved on lead code, to just see that do I like, because it was solved 15 days ago, they just wanted to know like am I able to solve it again or not. So coding profile do matter, because you don't know, it might be like, it might happen that person don't ask you some question related to that in your interview, but before interview they have been provided your resume and they go through your resume in a very good scale, anyone who is taking your interview. So I'll suggest ki do mention your coding profiles if you're appearing for a software development engineer role or some roles related to SD only. And also make your resume one page. Do mention about your like internships and projects, and also mention your skills. Along with that, always mention your achievements, so that would be a plus point or a cherry on cake.
All right, amazing insights again. So coming to the D-Day series of like tedious placement procedure day in and day out. So how do you think how people would handle stress and perform under pressure during the placement season? Since like there's a lot of stress and tension arising, it's important for all of us to understand that success won't come overnight, and this should not get us demotivated. But still, can you suggest the candidates something that would keep their motivation high and so?
Yeah, so like for me, my only motivator was my father. So whenever I used to get demotivated or like depressed, I just used to go and have a chit chat conversation with my father. And my father used to be so chill. He was like, okay, it will happen, the preparation will happen, why to take stress, why to burst out and something like that. And that used to chill my mood a lot. So many people don't do this, but I think like if you have, like, whenever you are depressed or whenever you experience stress or an anxiety, just talk to your parents or talk to anyone who is very close to you, because it would help you. Like, people don't generally think it helps, but it would help you, because, and ultimately my take on this was like, my father was like, he's super chill person. So whenever I see him, I used to get happy. Okay, chalo theek hai, everything would be fine, ho jayega. So for me, he was my stress buster. So like, he helped me a lot all throughout the preparation. So what I can suggest is talk to your closed ones, because people often don't talk because they think that if I'm talking to another person, that person would be stressed out. But that doesn't happen. If you talk out, you feel light. So that is the one thing you can do. And always take breaks. Breaks are something which refreshes your mind. Like, till now I like do believe that Saturday Sunday shouldn't be the time when one should work. Take breaks. So taking breaks is something which could really help you out, relaxes the brain. So it
Yes,
really
yes. Agreed. And with a light mind, we can prepare better and we can be more focused.
yes.
All right. So, any skills or strategy that would give an upper hand, provided that the industry is getting really competitive by the day, and there might be a fewer roles open this year, considering, the recession and everything that is going on currently.
Yes, like it is the true fact, and we all have to admit that this was a very bad phase, and still it's going on. So it's a bad phase for the tech industry. Like, only thing which I would suggest is you to stay updated with all the skills you have, because see, upskilling yourself is something which doesn't stop at any point. Like, I am in Walmart since 1 year, but still there are some things I need to go ahead and watch some lecture videos or watch some vlogs for that, because upskilling is something which would be really helping you. It won't get your brain rust, and it would be really helpful in the coming days or coming years as well. So try to upskill yourself. See, we can't like disagree with the fact that recession is there are fewer job opportunities, and since there are fewer job opportunities and more people, the competition is getting tough day by day. But the only thing you can do is, like, if you are skilled in anything, try to get your self more upskill with latest tech and everything. And try to, like, if you are a fresher, like, I do agree with the fact that coding is something which is very much important. So try to solve problems as much as possible. Don't get demotivated with the fact that you are not getting selected in any of the job interviews or any of the job roles. It's something which will yield results, not today, but hopefully tomorrow it will yield results.
Definitely. So, thank you for sharing your beautiful insights and valuable experiences with us. So, in the interest of time, we are on the verge of concluding the session. So, what is one final piece of advice that you think would be really a game changer to all the budding candidates out here?
Like, I would suggest keep try to join as much as free sessions you get, because see, at our times we didn't have any person who could guide us or who could let us know what all things are happening latest and how to get ourselves prepared for job interviews, for in placements and everything. So right now I can see that many people are taking this initiative of conducting free webinar, free sessions for guiding the students. So what I can suggest is, if you are having time, at least join any of the session and do ask your doubt out, because it's not always possible that if you are pinging someone on LinkedIn or pinging someone on any social media platform, they are gonna reply. Like, it's like not always true that they would reply. So mm just join different sessions, you would be getting to know different things. See, like, I am in Walmart, I'm sharing my Walmart experience. There would be some person who would be in Google, he or she would be sharing their experiences. So you would be staying updated about all the things which are happening, how to stay updated about all the job opportunities, how each and every person, being off campus, being on campus, is cracking their interviews and different things. And also, like, kudos to Codes Cafe for organizing this free session. I was also a part of Codes Cafe, so it's kind of a very good feeling for me to appear on this YouTube live and guide students when I was on the same plate like 2 years back. So thank you, Mayuri, for calling me.
That's all from my side. And let me quickly open the floor to questions now. You guys can post your queries in the comment section. We'll give it around 5 minutes to see if there are questions. So, coming to the first question, we have Shiva, who is in the first year and is asking for some guidance. Do you have one or two liners that could help him like start?
Yes, Shiva, my only, like, I would only say that if you are in first year, just start with like any of the one programming language, like any of the one programming language of your choice. But what I would suggest is start with C++, Java or Python, because they have the OOPS concept as well. That would be very helpful for you in the interviews as well, in the companies as well as in the like coding perspective as well. So start with any of the languages. I guess C is a language which is taught in like every college in their semester studies also. So C is a basic language. Start with any of the language, C++, Java and Python, and then go ahead with any of the playlist on C++ placement preparation or Java placement preparation or Python placement preparation, and solve questions accordingly. That would be great for you. And for the core CS, you can prepare side by side with Gate Smashers playlist. uh, at least like, this was a brief what I said, but I have a GitHub repo called as resources for preparation of placement. So you can go through that repo, you would find all the resources for different programming languages, for DS Algo, for OOPS, for core CS, for system design as well.
All right. Thank you for guiding, Shiva. And coming to the next viewer, we have Ayush. This is a shout out for you that he's using your handwritten notes and getting benefited from it. Thank you, Ayush, for calling that out.
Actually, I can see the person has mentioned I took a printout of your notes,
Yeah.
like, very overwhelming. Thank you, Ayush.
Okay, so we have the next question from Sandeep, and he asks if competitive programming is necessary for big companies. Having given multiple interviews, what is your take on that?
So I also did competitive programming. I won't say I didn't did, but it wasn't for a longer duration because I was very late to start with coding and everything. So I did it for some time. Like, I gave some contest on Code Chef as well as Code Forces, but it wasn't for very long time. It was for a very short duration. I can say 1 to 2 months. But yes, when I started with like CP, now I could see that the problem solving was getting better and better, the time and everything was getting better and better. So that particular time I realized, shit, like, I should have dig more deep in that, because it would have ultimately helped me. But I would say that there are some companies, if you like prepare CP at a good level, they like that would be very helpful for you. I won't say that it would help in like getting selected in some of the companies, but yeah, I've seen like some of the uh, like if you ask people for referral, they do ask your lead code profiles or code forces or code chef profiles. So in that prospect it would be good. If you want to be a good problem solver, it would be good. But in prospect of placement, if you are thinking that if I'm not get doing CP I won't be placed, that is not a like that is not something which I would say. It's not true. If you appear for top companies as well, there are companies which ask like lead code medium to hard level questions in their OA as well. But yeah, if you do CP, it would always be a cherry on cake. You would always be able to solve at least like see in one of the OA I give, I wasn't able to solve the coding question itself, and when I solved it, I solved that question like after the OA, but I saw that the time I took to solve that question was around 1 hour 20 minutes and 30 minutes, but the time I was given in that OA was only 1 hour. So it increases your speed as well. So it somehow adds to everything, like to your interviews, to your resume screening, to your speed and everything. So if you do it, it would be good. But if you haven't and you're going to appear for placements, it's not like you won't be getting selected. There are some companies which ask lead code medium hard level question, and that is somehow like lead code hard level question is somehow being asked in code forces. So lead code medium question is also asked in code forces contest. So you would be able to solve that if you have solved lead code medium hard questions.
Okay, thank you for your insights, Riti. We have Vaishani, who's a second year BCSE student, and she wants to know about Amazon Wow event. That's Women of World, I think. Do you have any insights on this? As in, did you appear?
Actually, I appeared for this Amazon Wow event, and I was rejected in the very last round. I don't know that why I was rejected, and it was like among the best interviews I've ever given in my life. So yeah, Amazon Wow conducts like there's coding competitions for second year as well as third year graduates for 2 months as well as 6 months internship. I had given the interview. So if you are like preparing, I guess she's asking Amazon Wow event how it helps in getting an internship.
Getting.
I guess Amazon Wow conducts a coding competition, so you would be notified whenever they conduct any of the coding competition, and you can go ahead and apply. I guess people from second year third year go ahead and apply for like, and I guess for final year as well they hire for full time as well.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, they
really
hire
sure.
for full time as well,
Yeah.
right?
So you would be getting notified, Vashini, whenever they apply. But if you are attending any of the events from Amazon Wow, because they conduct some events as well, so that would be really good because I attended a session through them, like how to get your resume better and everything. So that was very insightful. So if they're organizing some sessions, you can go ahead and attend that. But if you're looking out, like if they hire from this, so stay updated on their website. They if they hire, they would be rolling out forms for that.
Right. So we have a question from Kaushik, and he wants to know what kind of work do you do in Walmart? So if you could like briefly outline in a line or two, that would be great.
Yeah, so basically like the team in which I was working, like till now I worked in two teams in 1 year span only and worked in two projects. So basically in the projects we work mostly on Spring or Spring Boot tech only, and we try to build some customer facing websites. So that is pretty much of work which I do. In the tech perspective, as I told, we work on Spring and Spring Boot, and for like consumer producer and different things like dashboards and automation, there are like different things I we work on. So at least I'm happy with the fact that in Walmart I had the opportunity to work on APIs as well, REST APIs, on automation, on dashboards and different things. So that are the things we majorly work on.
All right, coming to the next question from Animesh. He wants to know about project designer role at Walmart. Um, would you have the context to?
Yeah, actually I don't have much context on that, but Animesh, what I would suggest is na ki, what you can do is ki go through the Walmart careers portal and just search for the product designer role if there is any, and if you find out any, just go through the job description, that what skills they want, what is the years of experience for which they are hiring currently, and you can ask anyone for referral. who is working in Walmart. I guess that would be pretty good. But to know more insight on this, I would suggest that if anyone who is working as a product designer, I'm not sure about this particular role, but if anyone is working as a product designer at Walmart, you can go ahead and ping that person to get some more insights about that particular role and how to land in Walmart at that particular role.
Okay, so we have yet another question from Kaushik asking about internships in second year.
Internship in second year are majorly 2 months internship. So I don't think like 2 months internship interviews are very tough. It's like kind of normal because what someone would expect from a person who is in second year, right? So there are mostly 2 rounds of interview which happens for any of the person who is in second year, 2 or 1 round of interview. So if you have learned C, just go ahead and learn with C++ and then DS algo. And some internships, like it totally depends on you that which kind of internships you are looking for. Are you looking for a data science internship? Are you looking for a ML enthusiast? Are you looking for a SRE role? Are you looking for a SD role? So I can't suggest some internship. I need to know like which all roles you are looking for. But just taking into consideration, if you are looking for SD roles, again the same thing I am reiterating is be yourself more active on Telegram groups which post about job openings on a daily basis, or YouTube channels. And there are some recruiters who post about it on LinkedIn as well as Twitter. So just be active on social media platforms, and whenever you find any internship, just go ahead and apply and try to prepare for its OA and then followed by interview.
Yeah, I think you should be active on LinkedIn, Telegram, YouTube channels. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of content creators who keep updating about it, and that will surely help you. So, coming to a question again, do I need to learn Spring now?
There's no, I don't know that in which year you are. Like, I am considering you as like someone who is in third or final year. Even if you are like not into any company yet, you don't need to learn Spring. Like, you would be getting the enough time when you are in the company. No one would ask you on the day one to code an entire application. That is not gonna happen. So you would be getting some time, and it's not always true that you are working in any company and they are using Spring, so why you should go ahead and learn Spring? So there's no need of that. At least
Definitely,
now,
yeah.
considering you are a fresher and you
Yeah,
haven't joined any company.
you'll get enough bandwidth for that actually. So Vaishini again calls out and asks about your role in GFG as a technical content writer. I think Vaishini, Riti has already covered that. Um, do you want to add something to it, Riti?
Uh, yeah, I think I have like covered at least like how it went through and how I applied for it. So, Vashini, just when the live session ends, just go in the very starting of the like video. There I've explained everything. But just to reiterate for you, it like you need to publish 2 blogs on GFG. When your 2 blogs are published on GFG, they offer you a 6 months internship, and throughout that 6 months internship you need to at least publish around 10 to 11 blogs there. You are paid per blog, and that is all about the internship which happens.
So we have a next question of suggesting practice videos and questions. So I would like to reiterate, Kaushik, that you can head over to Riti's profile, and for questions regarding OS, OOPS, and other core subjects, you'll get an amazingly curated list. And if you're talking about DSA, Riti, do you have to add something?
uh, DSA again, like I would suggest that I have like compiled all the resources in that single. I'll ask Mayuri to put that in description as well, so you can go ahead with that particular resources GitHub repo. There you can find everything like the sheets as well, the questions as well, the practice videos as well. I guess that would help you, Kaushik.
We have a question wherein the question is Walmart hiring for full time or interns? I think you should head over to the career page, and that will give you very updated. Um, yeah.
Yes. I guess for critical roles they are hiring, but I'm not pretty sure about it because see, like if I give referral to someone in my org itself, it would be really helpful. But right now my org is fully occupied, so I'm not giving referrals to anyone. But yes, you can stay updated on the careers page, because if there is any opening which is happening, or if there is any hiring which is going on, they would be surely updating there.
Yes, okay. Um, so there's a question regarding AWS services, and more importantly, when should I learn about after DBMS? Kaushik, I think your question is not much clear, but yeah, if you want to know when to learn DBMS, Riti, do you think there's a right time to it?
Mm, DBMS, I guess in fourth or fifth semester, we do have a subject of DBMS in our
Right.
semester itself. So if you don't have much of hurry, and if you don't have much of the interviews being planned, you can like just go ahead with your semester preparations and prepare it at that level that it would be beneficial in your interviews as well as your semester. But I guess if you are like learning it in third or fourth semester, that is also good. There is like no time, I would say, but yeah, third and fourth semester works. Even if you don't, then in fifth semester ultimately you have that subject.
Right. And you can simultaneously prepare for your semesters as well as your interviews as well. So we have another question from Sechil, who's in second year and she's currently doing DSA. What should be her further steps for any internship? And she mentions specifically she's from a tier 3 college.
Okay, so if you are doing DSA, and if you're preparing, like you are in the midway of your preparation, I will suggest you to start applying to different companies. And for the job openings, again, I'm saying the same thing, that there are some Telegram groups and YouTube channels as well. Like I would cite one of the channel which is of Arsh Goel. He updates about it in the Telegram as well as his YouTube channel. Also, there are few recruiters, when they hire for some roles, like they put it on LinkedIn and Twitter as well, so you can just stay updated there and start applying there. See, I won't say that there are less job opportunities, you just need to be a bit more careful about that, because I have seen like some of the job opportunities just appears and it disappears in 30 minutes. So there are some like that particular links as well, so you just need to be very careful about that. So just like don't mute the channels and make it unmute whenever, and also subscribe to that channel and bell icon, everything, so that whenever any opportunity arrives, you stay updated about this. And make some friends who also, like if you are not available, just call you, and you do the vice versa, that would also work.
Definitely, definitely. So we have another question regarding CS fundamentals, as in how would you rate the importance of operating system, networking, OPS, and DBMS? Maybe she wants to ask about the importance in an order.
Okay, so again, the same thing, I would say that uh, networking is something I haven't been asked much questions on in the interviews. But yes, OS and like OOPS is something I would. OOPS and DBMS is something I would rank first in the order, and second would be OS, and then third would be networking. Like if you want to rate the importance, but OOPS and DBMS are really important, and then we can go ahead with OS and networking.
Sure. For someone who's just started with DSA, what would you suggest for Amazon Wow DSA? I think she's just covered it regarding the questions and preparation and stuff. Maybe you can wind back once the video is complete.
And
Any
you can
add on?
also like go ahead with, like many people have like videos on their Amazon Wow internship experience and different thing, and I've seen that people do mention like what kind of questions are being asked, so you can have a look on the videos as well as GFG blogs. I guess that would work.
Definitely. So there's another question about which sheet to follow for DSA, Striver or Love Bubber or GFG. So I think Kriti has already covered it, all the sheets, and these are amazing. Just try to stay consistent over any one thing that suits you, that suits your needs well, and you'll be good to go.
Yes.
All right. So, in the interest of time, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so very much for joining us today. So, see you the next time in another amazing session. Once again, thanks you so much, Riti, for coming here and answering all the questions. So, stay tuned to Cotis Cafe social media handles for more updates. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayuri, for calling me, and huge shout out to Coders Cafe for like organizing these type of sessions and like mentoring students. Like this is a very great thing one can do, and also kudos to Arnav Bhaiya for taking out time and organizing these sessions and asking people to come ahead with these sessions. And thank you for being the great host.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.